Another one. Hey, I have so much to talk about. So much to talk about. And I came out here with the intention of one thing, and then, but really what keeps like, they talk about me, is being an introvert. I didn't know that that's part of my personality. Because maybe this. Okay. I didn't recognize that I have introvert tendencies until like a couple years ago. And I'm of advanced maternal age, at least. I wouldn't say that I'm old, but like I've been around a bit and I know a couple things. But I'm also wildly codependent and extroverted. I want all of the attention and get it by interacting with people, give and take, give and take, give and take. But because I am also an introvert, I see it when other people are codependent and they want my attention, and the introvert is like, you're sucking me dry. It's fucking work, and I never understood that. I don't know if it was just because I started to recognize it and then could point to it, or maybe I didn't used to be that way. Maybe we grow and change, but I didn't think that like a personality preference like that. Like, I never wanted to be alone. Once I started being with people. But before that, I was fine. Like, I grew up by myself. Not like out on the street, but I was either being taken care of by my grandmother, my mother. Well, my mother, it was my primary caregiver, but then like a lot of times when I was younger, I was with my grandma, or I was with, I don't know, maybe a babysitter, before and after school. You're at the YMCA thing, or the one babysitter's house whose son's name was Eddie Bob, and he was my first kid when I was 5, but whatever. Most of the time I was the only kid, and I didn't grow up around adults who like wanted to do shit with kids. They're like, they got their own shit going on. So I was alone a lot, and then just figured out how to occupy my time, and that was great. But then I like started to have friends, and then boyfriends and husbands, and then became so fucking codependent that I needed it. I needed to be around people, and I still need it. I am still that way until I'm not. And it's a confusing thing. I think when you are someone who is, that's what it is. That's what it is. The introvert, that's what it is. Guys, I just figured it out. So introverts, I think of just like as a blanket character would be, I don't know, that guy who's super quiet over in the corner of the gym, doesn't really say much, but is observing all the time. And you don't even realize it until they just slip in one little observation that fucking nobody else saw. That's why I love introverts, because, and that's why I've like married a couple, been in relationships with all of them. The introverts are not desperate for my attention. And so when I get their attention, it's like worth more, because it's the harder get. But also I really just do enjoy people who are observant. And when you are an introvert, typically you're not the one who's flapping your mouth all the time like I am. And when you're flapping your mouth all the time, you hear yourself on the outside and on the inside. So it's two modes of receiving the same communication, and you're the one giving it. And because you are giving and taking from yourself, you can't hear what anyone else is saying. Or you can't see what other people are doing, not as clearly, because you are so at the forefront of your mind. Your needs, your wants, your sadness, your fucking neediness. When you don't need people like that, and I don't mean like going off to live in the fucking woods by yourself all the time, just foraging for nuts like a goddamn squirrel. I don't mean like that. If that's what you want to do, you do you, girlfriend. My fucking daughter said that to me earlier. I can't even remember what I said. She said, you do you, girlfriend. She is very good at improv, and I really enjoy that. We I enjoy that dynamic of our relationship. We're just fucking improv comedians all the time. She's a yes and all the time, unless it comes to me asking her to do something. Anyway, she's definitely the introvert daughter, and the other one is the codependent for show. Will they change and grow based on their circumstances? I don't know. It's been an adventure to watch them so far, I'll tell you that. A fucking adventure. Anyway, so the thing that I've noticed about introverts that I've observed from other people and observed that quality myself is the way that you have to recharge, right? Recharge your batteries. We have a certain amount of expended energy doing things typically we don't want to do, but are doing anyway. That's very draining, whether that's running, or maybe you like running. I fucking hate it. And now that I haven't done it in over a month, I like really hate it. And I'm starting to question, what are we doing here? Do I have to do that? I spend a lot of energy there. And it's also like a pretty good physical activity. It's gonna drain some energy there. But you have to recharge at some point, just like your fucking cell phone, just like you gotta put gas in your car or just plug it in. You have to recharge. You can't self-generate all of the energy forever and ever, amen. Just like you have to go to sleep at night. Your fucking brain needs a rest. So does your body. Anyway, come on, where'd you go? The introverts. Introverts recharge by being alone, or with someone they don't have to take care of. And I don't mean take care of just like children, or but not take care of anyone's needs. You can exist together without taking from each other. You know, I think you know, I hope you know. I hope that you have at least one person in your life where you can just like be real with. Just be real. And I don't mean being like so relaxed and comfortable. Like you fart in front of them and will also tell them your deepest secrets and be ridiculous and do the same things that you hate yourself for over and over and over again in front of them. And they just say, it's all good. Like, I know you. Like, when people really know you. Anyway, that recharges me. And when I'm alone, then I get to organize things. I like to be very organized because it helps manage my anxiety. It gives me a sense of control. It's like I can control how messy or clean my house is to a point. I don't make the mess, which is out of my control. I make some of it for sure, but a lot of it is those fucking animals. They're worse than the kids. So when I can organize the house and do the basic tasks, so there's like the everyday things and then maybe once a week things, but just getting organized in my physical space helps me feel organized in my mind, which then the introvert quality of me that now has the energy to communicate with other people that are going to suck that out of me, that's how I recharge. The codependent doesn't serve themselves as often when it comes to recharging. They need to recharge with someone else because they have to take from them. Just take and take, give me affection and approval and love and attention. And that doesn't mean that people who, like hold hands all the time or talk all the time or are very intimate with their partners doesn't mean that they're codependent. You can hear it in the language though, or like how they speak to each other, or if maybe you know one better than the other, it's what the one complains about. Like when we complain about, other, say you're in a relationship with somebody, you complain about other people, like, oh, are they hitting on you or something like that. That just is something about the complainer. I'm going off on a tangent, but the point is, let me bring it back. The point is, in my experience with myself and people that I know, And I've gotten to know a lot of people. My profession has introduced me to thousands of people, and I've been able to have meaningful conversations with more people than I would have had access to if I had a different profession. And I'm really so grateful for that. I feel like that sort of sharing, so different than taking from. When we all come in a confidence about who we are and what we have to offer, then it's an offering. You give it away without effort because you know that you have it. That's what they said. That's what they said. That's what they said in the NA book. The only way you get to keep what you have is by giving it away. And it's so true. Because when you're willing to give something away or trust something to be away from you rather than having a chokehold on it, that's how you know it's yours. You know, what is it? The let it go, the dove? What do you let go? Or is it just anything in general? If you let it go, it's... No, if you let it go and it comes back, it's yours. If you let it... And if it doesn't, then it never was, something like that. I don't know. Introverts spend so much time with themselves that they either build themselves up to have that confidence to walk in a room and not give a fuck, or that time with themselves has crushed their souls because they're not very nice to themselves. I don't know. If you recharge differently than the people around you, then it's really good to try to have some kind of understanding about, well, what fuels you? Because me, previously as the codependent person, the gimme all the attention, which again, I still am that. Fuck. God damn it. Oh, my viewpoint was my viewpoint, and I thought everybody felt the same way. Or at least general things. I thought a lot of things were general feelings, like wanting to spend all of the time together. I don't know, I'm losing it. I feel like I just heard a mouse or something over there. It's weird. It's weird out here. This is a really long video, so I'm gonna go now. Bye.